There's an unseen door that exists within every one of us, hidden beneath layers of conditioning, beliefs, and distractions. It's a doorway that leads to an expansive realm, one where possibilities stretch beyond the limits of time, space, and the material world. This door is often referred to as the third eye, a gateway to higher consciousness, profound self-awareness, and limitless potential. When this door opens, reality begins to shift in profound ways. Your perception of the world, your inner world, and even the universe at large starts to change. This shift, though subtle at first, soon becomes undeniable. You are no longer operating solely within the confines of the physical, material world. You start to perceive multiple dimensions, to sense energies, and to witness realities you didn't even know existed. If you are experiencing the following symptoms, it's likely that your third eye has already opened. These intense signs indicate you are not only awakening but stepping into a new realm of being. Have you ever had the sensation that you are suddenly perceiving the world with an entirely new perspective? This feeling isn't just a poetic expression, it's a deeply transformative experience that occurs when your third eye opens. At this moment, your awareness begins to expand exponentially, unveiling layers of reality that were always present but previously hidden. In our everyday lives, we are often so focused on the material world, the mundane tasks, and the demands of survival that we neglect to notice the subtle energies and deeper layers of existence. We operate within the confines of our senses, processing what is immediately in front of us without acknowledging the larger interconnectedness that underpins everything. However, when the third eye opens, this limited perception begins to dissolve. You start perceiving more than what meets the eye, things that have always been there but you simply couldn't see before. This expanded awareness is a profound experience, and it's different for each individual. For some, it might begin as a slight shift in the way they perceive the world, a heightened sense of intuition, or a stronger connection to nature. For others, it may feel like a full-blown revelation, a sudden, overwhelming realization that everything around them is interwoven in a complex web of energy and meaning. It's as if the veil that once separated them from the deeper truths of the universe has been lifted, allowing them to glimpse an entirely new dimension of existence. As the third eye opens, the first sign of this expanded awareness is the ability to perceive energies that were previously invisible to you. This might manifest as a heightened sensitivity to the atmosphere of a room, the emotions of people nearby, or even the subtle shifts in energy that occur in different environments. It's like walking into a room and immediately sensing the tension, calm, or excitement in the air, something you might not have been aware of before. These shifts in perception happen because your brain begins to attune to different frequencies, vibrations of energy that are constantly surrounding us but go unnoticed by the untrained eye. Every object, every person, and every situation vibrates at a particular frequency. What you are beginning to tap into is an awareness of these frequencies and the subtle energies that form the foundation of reality. This phenomenon is not just metaphorical. It has a scientific basis rooted in the understanding of quantum physics. At the quantum level, everything is energy, and everything is interconnected through an unseen field. In fact, this field of energy is what Einstein described as the sole governing agency of the particle. In this realm, there is no such thing as isolation. Everything is part of a larger, interconnected system. When you begin to perceive this underlying energy, you are tapping into the field that shapes the physical reality around you. The human brain is a powerful organ capable of interpreting the world through electrical impulses and chemical signals. In many ways, the brain acts as a receiver, tuning into the electromagnetic frequencies that make up our reality. However, for much of our lives, we have been conditioned to filter out certain frequencies in favor of those that align with our daily survival. This filter is designed to help us navigate the material world, but it also limits our ability to perceive other dimensions of reality. When the third eye begins to open, this filter starts to loosen, allowing you to perceive a much broader range of frequencies. These frequencies are often subtle at first, so they may go unnoticed unless you are particularly attuned to them. You might begin to experience moments of heightened awareness, where your senses feel sharper and you are able to detect things you couldn't before. You might find yourself hearing the faint hum of energy around you, sensing the energetic fields of others, or even receiving flashes of insight or intuition that seem to come from nowhere. This is your brain attuning to a higher frequency, a frequency that aligns with the quantum field, the space where all potential exists. As your consciousness transcends the material plane, you begin to experience a shift in your sense of reality. No longer are you confined to the limited world of physical objects and linear time. Instead, you are stepping into a space of infinite possibilities, a place where everything is interconnected and the boundaries of space and time are fluid. One of the most profound aspects of expanded awareness is the realization that everything in the universe is interconnected. This realization can be both awe-inspiring and humbling, as it reveals the interconnectedness of all things: human beings, animals, plants, the earth, and even the stars. When you begin to see beyond the surface of things, you start to understand that nothing exists in isolation. Every thought, every action, and every emotion ripples out into the fabric of reality, creating an interconnected web of influence. This understanding leads to a profound sense of unity, where the concept of separation begins to fade. In many ways, this realization mirrors the discoveries made by quantum physicists. The quantum field, which governs all matter, is not a collection of isolated particles but a vast, interconnected network of energy. Everything in the universe is part of this field, and every particle is connected to every other particle through an invisible thread. When your third eye opens, you begin to feel this interconnectedness on a deep, experiential level. You no longer see yourself as an isolated individual, separate from the world around you. Instead, you perceive yourself as a part of the larger whole, connected to all beings, all events, and all experiences. This shift in perception can be incredibly liberating, as it frees you from the limitations of ego and allows you to experience life from a much broader perspective. As your third eye opens, your sense of time begins to shift. No longer are you bound by the constraints of the past and future. Instead, you experience a profound sense of presence in the moment, where everything is happening simultaneously. This experience of timelessness is not just philosophical or spiritual, it is rooted in quantum principles. In the quantum field, time does not exist in the way we experience it in the material world. Instead, all events exist simultaneously, as if they are stacked on top of one another in the present moment. When your awareness expands, you begin to tap into this timeless dimension of reality. You no longer view events as isolated moments in time, each one following the other in a linear sequence. Instead, you begin to perceive all of existence as happening in the present moment, where the past, present, and future are all interconnected. This shift in perception can be liberating because it frees you from the fear and anxiety associated with time. When you are fully immersed in the present moment, there is no need to worry about what has already happened or what is yet to come. You are simply experiencing life as it unfolds, without the constraints of time. This is not to say that you stop being aware of the future or the past. Rather, you begin to experience them as part of the larger, interconnected whole. You realize that the past and future are not separate from you but are simply different layers of experience that exist simultaneously in the quantum field. Einstein's assertion that the field is the sole governing agency of the particle is key to understanding the profound shift in perception that occurs when your third eye opens. The field, in this context, refers to the energetic fabric of the universe, the quantum field that governs all matter and energy. When you begin to attune to this field, your perception of reality expands in ways that were previously unimaginable. You no longer see reality as a collection of isolated objects and events. Instead, you perceive it as a dynamic, interconnected web of energy and possibility. This shift in perception is not just intellectual, it is a deeply experiential shift. As your consciousness expands, you begin to experience reality in a way that transcends the material world. You start to perceive the infinite potential that exists within every moment, and you realize that the universe is constantly in a state of flux, ready to unfold in new and unexpected ways. In practical terms, this expanded awareness allows you to begin influencing your own reality. As you tap into the field, You start to realize that your consciousness has the ability to shape and direct the energy around you. You are no longer a passive observer of life. Instead, you are an active participant in the unfolding of your own experience. As the third eye begins to open, one of the most profound shifts you will experience is an increased sensitivity to the energies around you. This sensitivity is not merely a metaphysical concept, but a physical, tangible experience. The body, which has been conditioned to perceive only the dense material world, begins to resonate with more subtle vibrations, the frequencies of emotions, thoughts, and energies that shape not only the physical realm but the very fabric of existence. You might begin to notice an acute awareness of the energy in the environment. It's as if the air itself is alive, pulsating with unseen forces that affect your mood, your thoughts, and your very being. The subtle energies of your surroundings, which were once invisible to you, now seem to reach out, touching your consciousness. You might feel as though you can sense the emotions of others, even if they don't express them openly. This is not simply empathy, but an intuitive knowing that extends beyond the intellectual understanding of what someone is feeling. You may encounter situations where your own emotional state is heavily influenced by the energy around you. For instance, you may walk into a room and immediately feel an overwhelming sense of sadness or tension without understanding why. Or you may find yourself uplifted and filled with joy when surrounded by certain people, even though their outward appearance doesn't necessarily reflect those feelings. This heightened sensitivity allows you to detect the hidden emotional currents that move through the collective energy field, which are often invisible to the untrained eye. Sometimes, this sensitivity can feel overwhelming. You may begin to experience emotions that are not your own. You might feel anxious or uneasy without any identifiable cause. In some cases, you may even physically sense the emotions of others, as if they are directly affecting your body. For instance, you may feel a sudden weight in your chest when someone nearby is experiencing grief, or a burst of warmth when they feel love. These experiences highlight how deeply interconnected we are with the energies around us, and how the third eye awakening enables a direct connection to these unseen forces. This sensitivity extends not only to emotions but also to physical sensations. You may start to feel vibrations in your body or subtle shifts in your environment that were previously imperceptible. Your intuition sharpens, guiding you through decisions and situations that once seemed confusing or uncertain. You may even feel like you can sense the energetic signature of places, objects, or people before you even engage with them. It's also important to note that some people may find that certain individuals, places, or situations drain their energy, while others provide a sense of calm or even inspiration. This is an indication that your third eye is opening, and you are becoming more attuned to the energy signatures of the world around you. You are learning to discern the energies that align with your own frequency and those that don't. As you become more sensitive, your emotional body becomes more flexible. You can shift and respond to these energies in real time, instead of being overwhelmed or controlled by them. This marks a significant shift in your personal power. You are no longer a passive observer of the world. You are an active participant, capable of influencing the energy you encounter. With this heightened awareness, you can protect your emotional well-being by consciously choosing which energies you engage with and how you respond to them. On a deeper level, the awakening of your third eye connects you to the quantum field, the vast and infinite energetic space that governs all matter and life. In the quantum realm, everything is interconnected, and energy is not bound by the limitations of time and space. As you tune into these energies, you begin to realize that your consciousness is not limited to the material world, but is part of a vast, ever-present field of possibility. Quantum physics teaches us that matter and energy are interchangeable, that consciousness itself plays a role in shaping the physical world. When you open your third eye and become more sensitive to these subtle energies, you not only become aware of the world's energetic vibrations, but you also begin to influence them. You can shift your own energy, and in doing so, you can change your experience of reality. You can learn to manifest outcomes by consciously aligning with the energy that best supports your desires. Your sensitivity to energy also opens up a new level of emotional intelligence. Instead of being overwhelmed by the emotional states of others, You learn to discern which feelings are your own and which belong to someone else. You begin to master the art of emotional sovereignty, being able to maintain your balance regardless of the energies you encounter. As your third eye opens, you become more attuned to the subtle emotional currents that govern human interaction, which allows you to navigate the world with a sense of clarity and ease. The more you work with your third eye and become more adept at sensing and responding to energies, the more you will realize that everything is interconnected. People, places, thoughts, and feelings, all of these things are energy vibrating at different frequencies. And just as you can tune into a radio station to hear a specific frequency, so too can you tune into the frequencies that best align with your personal intentions. By doing so, you can direct the flow of energy in your life, cultivating a sense of peace, joy, and abundance. Alongside the heightened sensitivity to external energies, the awakening of your third eye also fosters an extraordinary depth of internal awareness. This internal awareness is not just intellectual or abstract. It is deeply experiential. As the veil between your conscious mind and your higher self begins to lift, you become more aware of the vastness of your inner world and the infinite potentials that lie within you. At its core, this deep internal awareness allows you to access a greater understanding of who you are, not just on the surface level, but at the deepest, most fundamental level of your being. You begin to recognize that you are not just your thoughts, your emotions, or your physical body. You are much more than that. You are an expansive consciousness, connected to all that is, and capable of perceiving dimensions beyond the material world. One of the most profound shifts that occurs when the third eye opens is the ability to perceive your own inner truth. This truth is not something you think about, it is something you experience directly. It may come to you in the form of vivid dreams, which feel so real that you cannot distinguish them from waking life. In these dreams, you may encounter past versions of yourself, alternate realities, or future possibilities. These dreams are not mere figments of your imagination. They are glimpses into other dimensions of your being, lives, experiences, and potential outcomes that exist simultaneously with your current reality. You may also experience deep meditative states, during which you feel as though you are traveling beyond the confines of your physical body. These experiences, sometimes referred to as out-of-body experiences, OBEs, or astral travel, are common signs of a third eye opening. In these altered states of consciousness, you may find yourself floating above your body, exploring different realms, or communicating with other versions of yourself or spiritual guides. As you tap into this deeper realm of self-awareness, you begin to realize that you are not limited by the constraints of time and space. You are an infinite being, capable of accessing wisdom and experiences that transcend the ordinary boundaries of your current life. You may come to understand that your soul is timeless and that your existence is not confined to this single lifetime but stretches across many lifetimes, realities, and dimensions. This understanding of your infinite nature is a central tenet in many spiritual traditions. It is the realization that you are part of a greater whole, interconnected with all beings and all life forms, and that your soul's journey is far from linear. In fact, the concept of time itself begins to dissolve as you realize that past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. What we perceive as linear time is merely a construct of the human mind, and as your third eye awakens, you begin to experience reality as a more fluid, interconnected whole. As you deepen this connection to your higher self, you may also begin to experience profound moments of knowing, intuitive insights that arise seemingly out of nowhere, yet carry an undeniable sense of truth. These insights may reveal hidden aspects of yourself, illuminate unresolved issues from your past, or offer guidance on the path forward. This inner knowing is a direct connection to your higher consciousness, which is in constant communication with the larger, infinite field of potential. This sense of knowing is not only empowering but also deeply comforting. It serves as a reminder that you are not alone in your journey. You are always guided, always supported, and always connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe. The more you cultivate this connection, the more you will find that the answers to your most pressing questions lie within you. No longer will you seek validation from external sources. Instead, you will turn inward, trusting the wisdom that comes from your own heart and soul. As you continue to expand your internal awareness, you will also begin to experience a profound sense of inner peace. The ego, which once dominated your perception of reality, begins to dissolve as you recognize that you are not your thoughts, your emotions, or your fears. You are the observer of these experiences, the consciousness that is always present, regardless of the circumstances. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. You begin to see that you are not limited by the conditions of your life or the challenges you face. You are not defined by your past mistakes or by the labels others have placed upon you. You are an eternal soul, capable of transforming and evolving beyond the limitations of the material world. As your third eye continues to open, this deep internal awareness expands, guiding you toward your true purpose and helping you align with your highest potential. You begin to realize that the journey of self-discovery is never-ending. There is always more to uncover, more dimensions of yourself to explore, and more wisdom to gain. This process of self-realization is a lifelong adventure, one that leads you back to the source of all things, the infinite, unchanging consciousness that connects us all. When your third eye opens, one of the most noticeable shifts is in your perception of time. The idea of time as a linear progression, past, present, and future, begins to dissolve. Instead, you may experience what's called the eternal present moment, where everything exists simultaneously. The past, present, and future merge into one, and you start to feel as though all events are happening at once. This shift occurs because your third eye allows you to perceive the quantum field, where time is fluid and interconnected, not fixed. You may begin to experience glimpses of future events or past lives, further blurring the line between time as we know it. The concept of waiting becomes irrelevant as you understand that all things exist in the present moment. This experience aligns with quantum physics, where the future and past exist in parallel, and your consciousness can access all of them at once. The rigidity of the material world fades, and time feels slower or faster depending on your state of awareness. The boundaries between past and future dissolve, leaving you fully immersed in the present, experiencing the interconnectedness of all things. Einstein's idea that the field governs the particle reflects this shift. Once your consciousness expands beyond linear time, you tap into a space where all events exist in a simultaneous now, and you begin to live with a deeper sense of flow and connectedness. As your third eye opens, you'll notice a significant increase in your manifestation power. Your thoughts and intentions start to have a more immediate effect on your reality. This is because you are aligning with the quantum field, where all possibilities exist and your consciousness plays a role in shaping reality. Manifestation becomes less about forcing outcomes and more about aligning your energy with what you desire. The universe responds to your frequency, drawing experiences that resonate with your internal state. Your desires become more in tune with your true purpose, and the need for external validation or struggle diminishes. Alongside this, you may experience synchronicities, those seemingly random, yet perfectly timed events that affirm you're on the right path. These events are signs from the universe showing you that you are in alignment with your highest potential. Whether it's running into the right person at the right time or receiving a message that speaks directly to you, synchronicities are not coincidences but the universe's way of guiding you. As you tap deeper into the quantum field, you learn to trust the flow of life. Manifestation becomes effortless, and you no longer chase outcomes. Instead, you let the universe bring you what is meant for you at the right time, strengthening your trust in the process and allowing you to co-create your reality.